Your purpose is the reason you are here on this earth. It's not just about what job you hold, what tasks you perform, or what achievements you gather. It's about the why behind your existence. It's the inner thread that gives your life meaning, the invisible force that ties your experiences together, the North Star that guides you through the dark and uncertain paths of life. Before we dive in, subscribe to Mind Clinic and join our community for powerful insights into personal and spiritual growth. Now, let's jump in. Without purpose, we drift. We wake up in the morning unsure why we do what we do. Days blur together. Our efforts feel scattered, hollow, or directionless. But once you find your purpose, once you truly connect to the thing you were meant to serve, everything changes. You begin to walk with intention. Your suffering gains meaning, and your life becomes infused with a sense of vitality and depth. Today, we turn to one of the great thinkers of the modern era, Carl Jung, to explore how you can discover your purpose. While writing his monumental and deeply personal work, The Red Book, Jung confronted the raw forces of his own psyche. Through this intense inner journey, he uncovered not only the purpose of his own life, but also a universal insight into where human purpose comes from. According to Jung, your purpose is found in voluntary self-sacrifice. This doesn't mean self-destruction or meaningless martyrdom. It means finding something beyond yourself, something you would willingly endure hardship, pain, or even loss for, because you believe it's worth it. Your purpose, Jung suggests, is not located in chasing money, status, power, or personal pleasure. Those are distractions, fleeting highs. True purpose emerges when you discover the thing you would sacrifice for, the cause, person, ideal, or creation that you deem more important than your own comfort. But here's the hard truth. If you cannot find something greater than yourself, you will experience life as meaningless. Why? Because life demands sacrifice. No one escapes death. No one escapes loss. No one escapes the eventual surrender of all they have. Even the simplest acts, eating, breathing, living, involve the sacrifice of other forms of life or energy. If all you do is hoard your energy, trying to preserve yourself, you're investing in something destined to slip away. But if you willingly give yourself to something larger, your life transforms. Your suffering becomes meaningful. Your days, even if hard, feel purposeful. And as both Friedrich Nietzsche and Viktor Frankl have argued, when suffering is tied to meaning, it ceases to be mere suffering. We can look to the great figures of history for examples. Socrates, who chose death over abandoning his principles. Jesus, who willingly sacrificed himself for the good of humanity. Cato, the Roman philosopher, who resisted tyranny to his last breath, refusing to submit to Caesar's rule. But purpose isn't reserved for the legends of history. It lives in the everyday heroes all around us. The mother who sacrifices her dreams and comfort for her child's future. The soldier who risks everything for freedom and justice. The artist who endures rejection and poverty to give life to their creative vision. The activist who stands in the face of injustice, willing to endure backlash for the sake of change. These people don't have easy lives, but they have meaningful lives, because they've discovered something outside themselves that's worth every sacrifice. So how can you apply Jung's wisdom to your own life? Start small and build with courage. Ask yourself, what or who would I gladly serve even when it's hard? Look for the spark. What activities, roles, or missions light me up inside? Not because they're easy, but because they feel right. Pay attention to your longings. What do I yearn to contribute to the world? Where do I feel called to step up, even if it scares me? Notice your resistance. Sometimes, the thing you resist most is the very thing you're called toward, because it asks for sacrifice, growth, and change. Here's the most important insight. If you do not consciously choose your purpose, life will impose sacrifice on you anyway, but it will feel forced, oppressive, meaningless. You will start to experience existence as something cruel, like a punishment you can't escape. But when you choose your sacrifice, when you say, "This is what I am willing to pour myself into," life shifts. Your hardship becomes noble. Your suffering becomes meaningful. You no longer feel like a victim of fate, but a participant in something greater than yourself. So we return, once again, to the central question. What would you willingly sacrifice yourself for? This is where your true purpose waits, not in what's easiest, safest, or most profitable, but in what calls you to give yourself fully. Carl Jung's message is clear. We are all born into a world that demands sacrifice, but the difference between an empty life and a fulfilled one lies in whether that sacrifice is forced or voluntary. Choose wisely. Find the cause, the mission, the people, or the creative work that you would gladly serve. When you do, you won't just discover your purpose, you'll discover a deeper sense of meaning, connection, and aliveness.